Head coach at LSU, Brian Kelly, fresh off a win over Vanderbilt, one more regular season game against OU. Coach, congratulations. I'm sure it was nice to finally change the direction and the narrative after a difficult stretch here.
Yeah, I'm pleased for our players. Certainly, they took the ownership of, leading from inside out, and you could see the way they played. This was important to them. They played with, I thought an intentionality, physicality, all the things that you need to win football games. Vanderbilt's a good football team. They've got some incredible wins this year. And just like the way our guys handled themselves during the week with all the noise surrounding it. They went out, prepared very well, and then played and executed at a high level.
You mentioned Garrett Nussmeier after the game. What was different about him Saturday night?
Just a lot more poise and comfort. Just didn't seem fazed by anything. It just, I think the best way to put it, Paul, it just seemed like his blood pressure was a lot lower. You could see the calmness in the pocket, standing in the face of pressure, not getting out of the pocket, just waiting for things to open. Just a real complete performance, and one that really makes you feel great moving forward, because he's done so many great things. Had a rough spell there, but that's part of a first-year quarterback in the SEC, and it was great to see him bounce back with such a strong performance.
Coach, obviously you were busy Saturday night coaching. People were watching your game and the other games, and I want to ask you about Oklahoma. You've now had a chance to see what they did, which was incredibly impressive. Your impressions of OU after watching them on film?
Well, I think you got to look at it in its totality, right? They change offensive coordinators and really make a major shift in the way that they played offense. Jackson Arnold is a really good quarterback, and certainly they put a lot of the emphasis on running him, and much more of a run-centric offense, control the football. And then, Coach Venables is going to do what he does on defense. I mean, they're all over the place. They've got a really good front seven, veteran linebackers. Safeties are outstanding. They can come off the edge. So, they mix things up on defense and make it difficult for you. So we knew that about their defense. I think the biggest surprise is what they're doing on offense, and that is, running the football, running the quarterback, taking their shots when they get an opportunity, and controlling the football.
Coach, it's amazing what a win does, and you alluded to some noise a minute ago, and I think that's so interesting because it's part of the pressure of being at a major institution. You've dealt with it for so many, many years, but how were you, and especially your team, able to shut everything out and really play an outstanding game?
Well, I think you got to look at it from a perspective of where are we, relative to the season. And, we've made really good progress. And then we had 3 games where, take the Alabama game out of the mix. If you take the 3 games that we had a lead or led going into the fourth quarter, then you know a lot more about yourself. You need to finish and close games. And we didn't finish or close games, or we could have been 9-1. So part of it is having the confidence to know that you can go and win games in the SEC, and they certainly can. And they've won a lot of games. Regardless of the 3-game losing streak, they've won 11 of their last 15 games. They won 15 out of 16 night games. So this is a team that has repeated winning, and it's not a team that has not had success. So you talk about that during the week, and you go back and you prepare the right way, and they did, and they came out and they played with a lot of confidence.
Coach, I know this is cliche to talk about the SEC on the road, but we saw it Saturday night. You've seen it in some of your recent visits. I know it's impossible to explain, but what is so different about playing on the road in the Southeastern Conference?
Well, look, we're blessed. We've won 2 games on the road. We've lost 2 on the road. But I will tell you, the fans and the atmosphere. I mean, it's regardless of what your record is. When you go on the road, you are at a disadvantage because the crowd is so involved in these SEC games. It creates a home field advantage that's like nothing else. And, we're not talking about 40,000, 50,000 seat stadiums. We're talking about 60, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 seat stadiums. and they're in it the whole time. And again, I think that that's what's so unique about the SEC. It's the passionate fan base that comes out each and every week to support their football team.
Coach, I know you get a lot of very tough questions, and that's unfortunately or fortunately part of the industry. So I'll end here with one that is not so difficult. It is Thanksgiving week, and everyone has certain festivities that they attend to. I realize it's game week as well, but how does the Kelly family celebrate Thanksgiving?
Well, the nice part about it is that my son's on the team. My son works in personnel. My other son, my daughter's flying in. So we're going to have the whole family together. That's not something that the Kelly family gets a chance to do very often. So just a chance to be together on Thanksgiving. We'll be thankful for that, just to have the family together for a few hours before we get back at it on Friday and get ready for a game on Saturday. But just getting the family together, I think everybody's probably the same way. Just a few hours with the family just makes it all worthwhile.
Well, Coach, we hope you and the rest of the Kelly family have a fantastic Thanksgiving and all the very best Saturday against OU. We'll see you next week.
Same to you, Paul. Take care. Thanks for having me on.